The tick-tock of this watch used to be a comfort, a steady rhythm to our life. Now, it's a relentless reminder of time slipping away, of promises broken. I found it tucked away in her jewelry box, a gift from someone else. It wasn't the watch itself, though it's an antique, a family heirloom, that cut me to the core. It was the inscription inside, "Forever yours, Julian." Julian. A name I'd heard whispered in hushed tones, dismissed as a mere acquaintance. But the watch speaks of something deeper, something more intimate. We built a life together, brick by brick, a seemingly solid foundation of shared dreams and quiet routines. I believed in us, in the enduring power of love. Now, I'm questioning everything. The laughter, the shared meals, the whispered secrets, were they all just carefully constructed facades? The rain outside mirrors the storm raging within me, a tempest of betrayal and disbelief. I trace the cracked face of the watch with my finger, a physical manifestation of the fracture in my heart. How could she? How could she betray the vows we made, the life we built? The silence of the study is deafening, broken only by the insistent tick-tock, a constant echo of my shattered world. I feel a profound sense of loss, not just of my wife, but of the future we envisioned. The future now feels like a distant, unattainable dream. The rose. She always loved red roses. Said they symbolized passion, a burning love. I used to bring her one every anniversary, every Valentine's Day. A simple gesture, a token of my affection. Now, the sight of a red rose evokes a bitter taste in my mouth. It's a reminder of a love that was, a love that I thought was eternal. The petals are starting to droop, mirroring the fading of our relationship. It's a poignant symbol of beauty decaying, of promises withering away. I remember the day I first gave her a red rose. Her eyes lit up, a radiant smile spreading across her face. She held it close to her heart, whispering words of gratitude and affection. Back then, those words felt genuine, heartfelt. Now, they seem like carefully crafted lies. The rose, once a symbol of our enduring love, has become a painful reminder of her deception. It's a physical representation of the emotional decay that has consumed our relationship. The scent of the rose is faint, barely discernible, like the fading memory of her touch. Two faces, two realities. One, a carefully constructed image of happiness, a facade she presented to the world. The other, the truth, a desolate landscape of betrayal and heartbreak. The photograph shows her at a party, laughing with friends, her eyes sparkling with joy. She looks so carefree, so oblivious to the devastation she was causing. It's a cruel irony, a stark contrast to the pain she inflicted upon me. I stare at the photo, searching for a clue, a hint of what went wrong. But all I see is a stranger, a woman who seems to have no understanding of the depth of my suffering. The split screen visually represents the chasm that has opened up between us. Two people living parallel lives, sharing the same space but existing in entirely different emotional worlds. The photograph is a lie, a carefully curated illusion designed to conceal the truth. I feel a surge of anger, a burning resentment towards her deception. It's not just the betrayal itself, but the calculated nature of it, the deliberate effort to maintain a double life. I found the letter hidden in her nightstand drawer, tucked away beneath a stack of old photographs. It was addressed to someone named Daniel. The handwriting was familiar, undeniably hers, but the words were a revelation. They spoke of longing, of shared dreams, of a connection that transcended our marriage. It felt like reading a forbidden love story, a tale of clandestine meetings and stolen moments. The letter was filled with promises, with declarations of affection that I hadn't heard from her in years. It was a stark reminder of the emotional distance that had grown between us, a chasm that she had deliberately concealed. The wax seal, bearing her initials, felt like a final, damning piece of evidence. I reread the letter countless times, searching for a glimmer of hope, a sign that it was all a mistake. But there was none. The words were clear, unambiguous, a testament to the depth of her deception. The whiskey burns going down, a futile attempt to numb the pain. I find myself drawn to this bar, a place of anonymity, a refuge from the wreckage of my life. The low lighting and muted sounds create a sense of isolation, a fitting backdrop for my despair. I watch the other patrons, their laughter and conversations a painful reminder of the life I've lost. Each clinking glass, each shared smile, feels like a personal affront. I used to enjoy evenings like this with her, sharing a drink, laughing, talking about our dreams. Now, the thought of being in her presence fills me with dread. The bartender glances at me, a sympathetic look in his eyes. He's seen this look before, the look of a man broken by betrayal. I take another sip of whiskey, the harsh liquid a temporary distraction from the overwhelming sadness. This ring. It represents a promise, a commitment, a lifetime of shared experiences. Now, it feels like a weight, a symbol of a lie. I haven't taken it off. I can't bring myself to. It's a physical reminder of what I've lost, a constant ache in my finger. The gold is tarnished, dulled by neglect, mirroring the decay of our relationship. I remember the day I gave her this ring, the excitement in her eyes, the joy on her face. She swore she would wear it for the rest of her life. A promise she clearly didn't intend to keep. The ring is a tangible representation of the shattered vows, the broken trust. It's a constant reminder of the deception, the betrayal, the pain. I confronted her. The words tumbled out, a torrent of anger, hurt, and disbelief. She didn't deny it. She didn't try to justify her actions. She simply looked at me with a cold, detached expression. "It just happened," she said, her voice devoid of emotion. "It wasn't supposed to." Those words cut me deeper than any accusation could have. It wasn't about a lack of love, she claimed, but a need for something more. A connection she felt she couldn't find with me. The explanation felt hollow, inadequate. It didn't erase the betrayal, the pain, the destruction of our life together. I felt like a stranger, looking at a woman I thought I knew, but never truly understood. This house. It's filled with memories, with echoes of a life that no longer exists. Every room holds a ghost of a moment, a whisper of a shared experience. The kitchen where we cooked together, the living room where we watched movies, the bedroom where we shared our most intimate moments. Now, these spaces feel empty, hollow, devoid of warmth and affection. They're just rooms, filled with inanimate objects, remnants of a life that has crumbled to dust. The rain outside intensifies, mirroring the storm raging within me. I feel a profound sense of loss, a sense of being adrift, without a destination. The mirror. It's a metaphor for my life, shattered into a million pieces. I looked at myself in the mirror that morning, and barely recognized the man staring back. The eyes were hollow, the face etched with pain. The reflection was distorted, fragmented, a stark reminder of the damage that had been done. I reached out and touched the glass, my fingers tracing the cracks. It felt cold, unforgiving. The tear that fell onto the glass created a ripple effect, a visual representation of the emotional upheaval I was experiencing. I walked the beach, searching for solace, for answers, for some semblance of peace. The vastness of the ocean reminds me of the immensity of my loss. The waves crashing against the shore are a constant reminder of the relentless passage of time, the inevitability of change. I feel like a castaway, stranded on a desolate island, with no hope of rescue. The wind whips around me, carrying with it the scent of salt and seaweed. It's a harsh, unforgiving environment, mirroring the state of my heart. The empty chair. It's a constant reminder of her absence, a painful symbol of the life we used to share. The table is set for two, as if we're still expecting company. But there's only one person here, me, surrounded by the ghosts of our past. I can almost hear her laughter, feel her presence. But it's just an illusion, a cruel trick of the mind. The empty chair is a silent accusation, a constant reminder of the betrayal. The calendar. I can't bring myself to throw it away. It's a relic of a happier time, a reminder of the milestones we celebrated together. But each circled date, each heart-shaped sticker, is a stab to the heart. This particular date, it's our anniversary. The day we promised to love each other forever. Now, it's just another day, another reminder of the lie. The calendar is a visual representation of the passage of time, a relentless reminder of what I've lost. I stare at the photograph, trying to recapture the feeling of happiness, of love. It's a painful exercise, like reaching for a dream that's just out of reach. The smiles in the photograph seem so genuine, so carefree. It's hard to believe that those moments were real, that the love we shared was anything more than a carefully constructed illusion. The photograph is a bittersweet reminder of a life that's gone, a love that's lost. The flower. It's a symbol of fragility, of decay, of the inevitable end. It reminds me of our relationship, a beautiful bloom that withered and died too soon. I hold it in my hand, feeling the brittle petals crumble beneath my touch. It's a tangible representation of the pain, the loss, the devastation. The flower is a poignant reminder that nothing lasts forever, that even the most beautiful things eventually fade away. I find myself drawn to old memories, to the fragments of a life that's no longer mine. I sift through the photographs, searching for a glimpse of the person I used to be, the person I thought I was. The teddy bear, she gave it to me on our first date. It's a silly, childish thing, but it's one of the few tangible reminders of the happiness we once shared. I clutch it to my chest, seeking comfort in its worn fabric. The note. It wasn't a confession, not exactly. It was a goodbye, a quiet farewell. She didn't say she was sorry. She didn't offer any explanations. She simply said she needed to find herself, to discover who she truly was. The words felt hollow, self-serving. It was a convenient excuse, a way to justify her betrayal. I crumpled the note in my fist, the paper tearing under the pressure. It felt like a symbolic act, a way to destroy the last vestiges of hope. The city lights blur into a meaningless haze. I feel detached from everything, disconnected from the world around me. It's as if I'm watching my life unfold from a distance, unable to participate, unable to change anything. I look at the millions of lives unfolding below, each with their own joys and sorrows, their own triumphs and failures. And I wonder if anyone truly understands the depth of my pain. I barely recognize myself anymore. The years of happiness, of shared dreams, seem like a distant memory. The pain has etched itself onto my face, leaving deep lines of sorrow and disillusionment. I stare at my reflection in the darkened window, searching for a glimmer of hope, a sign that I can move on. But all I see is a broken man, haunted by the ghosts of the past. I have so much to do. Legal documents, financial statements, the logistics of separating our lives. But I can't bring myself to focus on any of it. The paperwork is just a distraction, a way to avoid confronting the reality of my situation. I stare at the blank sheet of paper, searching for a solution, for a way to make sense of the chaos. But there's nothing there, just emptiness. These boots. We walked through so many places together. Adventures, vacations, simple daily walks in the park. Now they just sit here, gathering dust, a reminder of a life that's ended. Each scuff mark, each stain, tells a story. A story of shared experiences, of laughter, of love. And now, they tell a story of loss, of betrayal, of a future that will never be. I walk through the field of wildflowers, letting the breeze caress my face. The sun warms my skin, chasing away the shadows of the past. It's a small moment of peace, a fleeting glimpse of hope. I close my eyes and take a deep breath, filling my lungs with the scent of wildflowers and earth. Maybe, just maybe, I can find a way to move forward. To rebuild my life, to find happiness again. The quiet of the room is a comfort. The weight of the world seems to lift slightly as I lose myself in the pages of a book. Stories of resilience, of overcoming adversity, of finding hope in the darkest of times. I am not forgetting. I am simply learning to live with the pain. The scars will remain, a permanent reminder of what was lost. But they will also be a testament to my strength, to my ability to endure. The story isn't over. It's just changing chapters.